another couple that I want to reference with the flip-flopping, because it just happened like last night or the day before yesterday, is Safaree and Erica. Because just the other day when we were having our meeting or whatever, we were planning, I think it was like Wednesday, we were planning what we were going to do this weekend. She was talking, she had just posted a picture of their baby, right? Which they've never shown her face. They've had her, she's always cradled. She posted a picture of the little baby. Probably to let her features form in, you know, baby's all squishy and weird, whatever. So next thing you know, he posts Bachelor, you know, and then he tagged the house behind him, he tagged divorce court, right? So we like, oh snap, like they're getting a divorce. Then damn yesterday, it's her birthday. He got a mariachi band in the house, and she doing all the and he's like, a man's happiness is his family. I respect my wife. I shouldn't have been immature and all that. And I agree. Flip flop. I'm married. Okay, so you would have caught me last month. And I would have been like, I'm done, right? I'm done with this. I don't want this or whatever have you. And you do go through ebbs and flows. But I'm not a public figure, granted, but I'm also not putting it out on social media to my 15 followers. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm about to leave my husband. Now, to my circle of influence, I may have said, listen, you know what I'm saying? We're going through a tough time in our marriage, because it happens, you know, or your relationship period, not even marriage, just relationship period. It ebbs and it flows. And there are days where I look at him and I want to crack his neck, right? And not chiropractor style. I mean, a 360 revolution, right? But then there's times where in the next day I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to be married to this man. I love him. But I don't live that in the public eye, because then you get mad when they judge you. But you're putting yourself up on the judging block. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all feel about Safaree and Erica? It has been a roller coaster. He has cheated, or he has been getting caught out there. It's not confirmed that he's cheated. You know, she's videoed herself smashing all these roses he sent to her house. This is before they got married, before she was pregnant. He's smashing all the roses he sent to her house and vases and all that. Then, you know, they get back together. Then he proposed. Then the girl come out and say, well, you proposed to me with that same ring back in Jamaica and furnish receipts. But somehow, you know, Erica, she refuted those, and she still decided to marry him. Hey, it is what it is. And then came out, they were calling him corny. She defended him in the car and said all these things. Then for the next week, they done broke up, you know, and then back together. So it's a constant back and forth in the public eye. What do y'all think about that? Do you think you should be more private?
I feel like those people are they'll never be private, because that is their part. That's their whole thing. Being in the spotlight is what makes them money, before we on anything else. But they like being in the public eye. They like having this attention, because if they didn't, they wouldn't do it, in my opinion. Why would I go, if me and my husband was being mad at each other, whatever, why the fuck am I gonna go on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, Facebook, whatever, and show me physically smashing vases with roses in them and being so dramatic about this situation? Because wait a minute, I make sure I record this correct, y'all. Y'all see this? Y'all see this right now? Fuck him. Fuck these roses. What is all that for? You should call your girlfriend for that, or maybe you don't have that. I don't know. But I'm not going to display that kind of behavior to the whole fucking world because I'm mad at my dude.
Generational gap.
Well, I guess I'm a woman of the
How do I feel about, you said how we feel about Safaree, about Safaree? Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. That's all I have to say about that. Erica, on the other hand, That's another one of those passionate ones, child.
Mhm.
Ain't nothing but another crazy woman that ain't African American. Well, I'm not gonna say she not, but another Latino passionate one, child. All I'm saying is he need to find him a good woman. That's what he need to do. Find him a good woman. But the flip flopping thing, I feel like both of them do it. But Safaree gets kudos when he flip flops. It's like, yes, he went out and threatened divorce on his page last Wednesday, but then on Friday or Saturday, he gets his head straight and he goes back and says, I made a mistake and I shouldn't have said that, or whatever the case is. And when he does that, it's like, oh, that's good. He straightened up his act. He knows that he made a mistake and now he's trying to fix it. Whereas when Erica does it, when Cardi B does it, it's like, oh, they need to make up their mind. They shouldn't be putting it out there like that, or whatever the case. So we already know that men get a pass anytime. Men get passes all day, every day. But especially when it comes to them being emotional, apparently they get to be emotional more than women, and it's more acceptable. It's actually praised when men are emotional and passionate more so than women.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us for our virtual taping of Salon Talk DMV. Make sure that you're following us and liking us at Salon Talk DMV on IG and Facebook, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for full episodes of Salon Talk DMV. Thanks. See you guys later.
That's what I take of it
Yeah,
all.
absolutely, because men in our culture are supposed to have this restricted level of emotional expression. They should be providers, they should be strong, they should be stoic, cry at funerals, cry when you get married, cry when your baby is born, but pretty much any other time you cry, you a bitch. And so I recognize, which is why Safaree has been called corny in a lot of life, because he's also an extremely emotional man, and he will cry and display more range of emotion. And I think that's even bigger within our community within Black, because the range of Black masculinity is so much more brute force, strength, and stoicism and lack of like most of us know dudes who have seen, they have at least seen about 2 or 3 of their men killed or more. And they be like, I was at that joint, we ain't even shed no tear. Right, no, but then if you watch a binge drinking, smoke, and fuck session after that, and all of the extremely risky and either adrenaline junkie or emotionally provocative behaviors that they engage in after the fact, you can see where their emotions lie. They're just not able to express them verbally or openly the way that we as women are. And again, for both Black men and Black women, there's a more narrow range of expected or acceptable emotion. So too crazy, don't go too far, you crazy. Don't go too emotional, or you corny, or you gay, or you're all, which all these things. But Alicia, there was one thing that you were saying about, so as for Erica, but for any of these women, in a situation where, all these women wanting to be chosen, the man and either proposed to somebody else or had dealings with somebody else, and yay, he finally decides to choose you. He's going to wife you and do all the rest of these things. There's not a woman in the world who doesn't know, running through the back of her mind, there's something a little bit flawed or suspect about what's happening here. You're happy you got chose on one hand, and you got one eye open with the other being like, I see what this nigga can pull off, and I wonder what he's going to pull later on. That right there becomes the roots of the craziness that defines aspects of your relationship. Going into a significantly and legally committed relationship, or even a significant relationship where you live together and you start sharing bills, knowing that you were just with somebody else, it already creates a big elephant in the room. It's really hard to get past that. So my question is always to people like, well, why roll into that if you know? I mean, how long? They ain't even been married but 6-7 months, and you know this is getting ready to go, because this is not what you did not get married. You got chose. You did not get you got the fairy tale version that you can put on social media, but you didn't get the fairy tale version that speaks to your heart and gives you that level of security that you're looking for. Like,
I can't even say necessarily that they got chose. I mean, truthfully, a lot of these guys, the person that they was with before you is the person they chose. A lot of times that woman, that person taps out, and you end up being the default.
It's true, but that's what you know.
You don't get chose. And I don't, because you know, you were saying it's not a woman in their right mind. Well, half of these women aren't in their right minds anyway, clearly. Because,
that's true.
I mean, for you to know, I'm not saying that people don't change. People definitely change, but people don't change because of you or any other external force. People change because of something within them. And 90% of the time, if it wasn't for the other person in the scenario changing,
right,
they wouldn't have changed. So you didn't get chose. It's by default. I just wanted to say that, because
no, but that's exactly what it is. You know that you are the replacement killer default sub-in person.
Yep.
You know that if somebody else was there and previously got proposed to, or was previously in this spot, and somehow magically the honor fell to you, you know that it's not a secure place to be in to begin with. So how do you, for me, I'm not comfortable pretending like we can move ahead with something where I'm taking vows before God and before my friends and doubling down on the seriousness of our relationship and moving into another space based on, you gave me this ring and I can give it back to you. Like, the way that it is intended to be meant is not how it's meant when you get your proposal. So it's like, I feel like it's a ticking time bomb where inevitably you're waiting for this shoe to drop for them to be like, and go. Because now we're about to have problems, because you're going to see him do something with some girl, and all of a sudden a flood of memories is going to come back, and all that stuff about what he did with the other girl and the same ring that he gave her and the shit that y'all went through before you were doing this. I mean, these are the things that I do in couples counseling. Can you move beyond this? Absolutely. But wouldn't it be a better idea that if that's really the pathway that you wanted to go on, that you worked all of that, you tried to work as much of that out as possible before you decide to legally meld your lives together? That way you can decide, I love you and this was a cute idea, but now we ain't even gonna do this. I ain't got to smash, so I don't have to smash the roses. I mean, I know it makes for good ratings and lots of likes and follows on social media, but I'm sorry, when it comes to love, this is my real life. That ain't no play, toy stuff for me.
I feel like for a lot of them, it is. I feel like Shayla was saying, they clearly know that they get ratings and money and all of that from this. And these are people who, even the relationships that I can think of that were outside of the spotlight, they were volatile anyway. So it's like, I'm volatile. I do volatile shit. People like volatile shit. Let me get paid for it and just document it all, and get paid for being my volatile self. So
I think that's true. I think that's really true. It's a ship. I wish we could heal, because here's the thing. I honestly don't mind it when two adults are doing it. My concern, on top of doing all aspects of children, I work with children, I work with families, I work with women. And that's my thing. Y'all got baby child. Y'all got a brand new little girl baby child, and Erica has a son. So these are the things that he is seeing about how men and women interact. And her passionate Latina activities. This is how women act, and this is what they do to get the things that they want. And this isn't the paradigm we need to be passing down the line to other people. This is a way to act. I don't necessarily think it's the way to act to get what it is that most people are looking for. They may not be looking for a lasting love and a level of security at this particular period of time because they have other agendas. But for most of us who are, I feel like we really do have to examine whether the way in which we're acting is actually ever going to yield the stuff we feel like we want. I mean, you don't want to be in a toxic relationship, stop doing toxic shit.
Hey everybody, it's Melissa from Eighth House Wisdom. We are so glad to be back taping our new quarantine episodes of Salon Talk DMV. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Salon Talk DMV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Salon Talk DMV, and make sure to turn on your notifications so you can get all of the updates for our new episodes and upcoming tapings. See you soon. Bye.